Hello, I'm Nadia Williams, and this presentation is about formatting for academic documents. The learning outcomes we're aiming for is to understand formatting for academic documents, be able to format various elements in Microsoft Word, to be able to create templates and themes, and to understand submission formatting. We're going to look at vocabulary, general points about formatting, paragraph font and line spacing, headings font and line spacing, alignment, submission format, creating a theme and creating a template. If you're confident you know all the relevant vocabulary, skip forward to the slide titled General Points. Format refers to font, font size, line spacing, paragraph spacing, and so on. Font is the design of the letters. There are many font designs. However, you should avoid using fancy fonts. Choose a font that looks professional and tidy. In academia, the preference is usually for fonts like Times New Roman, Arial, or Calibri. Font size refers to the size of the letters. Line spacing speaks for itself. It means the space between lines. Likewise, paragraph spacing is the space between paragraphs. The cursor, or the text cursor to be specific, is the little vertical line that shows you where you are on the page. A carriage return means pressing enter on your keyboard to send the cursor to a new line. Many people insert paragraph spacing or even bigger spaces by pressing enter twice or repeatedly. Now this can really mess up the layout of your document and cause you problems that are avoidable, so I'll show you a much better way to do things. This is the ribbon, these are tabs, and these are groups. Now, there are no fixed standards for document formatting in academia, but there are some widely used formatting. Good formatting is just good presentation of your document. Now, I don't mean presentation as in a slideshow you present to class or at a conference. I mean it in the same context as how you dress nicely and brush your hair to present well at a job interview. You should, in the first place, check your assignment specification, as some lecturers have very specific requirements. Take note of these and follow them exactly. If there are no specifications for formatting, the directions in this guide should be acceptable in most cases. Line spacing is usually double or 1.5 points. There's a quick setting option for it if you click on this icon. For the body of the writing, the paragraphs, your best font choice is Times New Roman 12 point. The setting for that is right there on the home ribbon. The top image here shows you what double spacing looks like. The bottom one is 1.5 spacing. Double spacing allows for the addition of penciled in comments as the lecturer marks the assignment if they mark hard copy. It's also easier to read and what most people in academia are used to. On the other hand, 1.5 spacing uses less paper and printing. If the assignment is marked electronically, sufficient space for penciled in comments is irrelevant. Double spacing is more widely accepted, but check with your lecturer as they may have a personal preference. You could lose marks if formatting was specified in the assignment and you didn't follow those instructions. To distinguish paragraphs from each other, you have two choices, space or indentation. To adjust this setting, click on the little arrow in the bottom right corner of the paragraph group on the ribbon under the Home tab in Word. You can set the paragraph spacing to 0 point before and 18 point after. That would leave quite a generous space between paragraphs, but with wide line spacing, this is probably wise. Alternatively, you can set it at 0 point before and 0 point after, but indent the first line of each new paragraph. The default setting for the By drop-down should be fine. On the left, you see a page with paragraph spacing set to 0 point before, 18 point after. On the right you see a page where paragraphs are distinguished by an indented first line rather than a space between paragraphs. You can see your heading styles in the group as shown there on the Home tab in the ribbon in Word. Again, for headings there are no set universal standards. Your lecturer, supervisor or school may have specifications. Check your assignment first and foremost. Ask your lecturer or supervisor if you would like to be completely sure. If no guidance is given on this, the following should be acceptable in most cases. In each instance, you can right-click on the style in the Home ribbon and select Modify to change its settings. You would also do it this way when creating a template. You will be presented with a menu shown here. To change things like line spacing, before and after spacing, etc., click on Format in the bottom left corner and select Paragraph. You can then change the settings for the specific style. If the heading level you want to adjust doesn't show on the Home ribbon, click on the Design tab, Paragraph Spacing, then Custom Paragraph Spacing. Click on the Recommend tab, select the heading and click Show. Do this for each style you want to see on the Home ribbon. If you use generous spacing after your paragraphs, you can set all headings to single spacing, 6 point before, 6 point after. Your work will then look like this, with headings placed close to the related paragraph. If you use first line indent, it is best to set a little more space before 12 or 18 point. Keep to 6 point after so that the heading is visually close to the paragraph it relates to. Word tends to make headings blue by default. Change this to black. Again, use Times New Roman font. There is nothing wrong with manually formatting headings, but it is a good idea to use Word's built-in nested hierarchy. There are 3 main reasons for this. Firstly, you'll be able to see your headings list in the panel on the left of your screen. Go to the View tab in Word and tick the box beside Navigation pane. This can help a lot with structuring and keeping track of the logic flow of your writing. Secondly, you can instantly apply a consistent format to headings of the same level across your document. This includes applying numbering automatically. In the Home tab in Word, click on the multi-level list drop-down in the paragraph group. Select this setting. Finally, if you use the heading setting, you can add a table of contents with one click when you are done. Position your cursor at the top of the page where you want the table of contents to go. Select the References tab and click on Table of Contents. The heading settings I like to use are shown here. Pause the video if you want to take it down. Using those settings, your headings will look like this, of course with paragraphs in between. If your headings are numbered, you can go for less visual distinction between heading styles. Using the settings I described so far, your document will look like this. For alignment, as before, check if your lecturer has a preference. Generally, left aligned is acceptable. This gives your text a ragged edge on the right while it is all nice and straight on the left. You or your lecturer may prefer justified. This is when text aligns nice and straight on both the left and the right. It can be easier to keep to left aligned while writing, as text tends to jump if you write with the alignment set to justified. If you tidy the document to justified as a last step, watch out for images and other inserts which may not align as you intended if you simply select all and select justified. Check that nothing has been misaligned before submitting. Where possible, save your document as a PDF before submission. This fixes the appearance of the document as it shows on your screen for you right now. In Word, sometimes the formatting can be changed when the document is displayed on a different device, as it will be when your lecturer views an electronic submission. To create a theme open a blank document. This is important. Open a blank document. Select the Design tab. Click on the Paragraph Spacing drop-down. Select Custom Paragraph Spacing right at the bottom of the list. The window you see here on the screen will then come up. Select Edit. Select the heading you want to set up in this list, and then click Modify. You'll see a menu like this, and some of the basic settings are right there. Adjust the style the way you want it. To change paragraph settings, click on Format in the bottom left corner. When you have set all the styles the way you want them, select the New Documents based on this template radio button, then click OK. Still in the Design tab, click on Themes. It's on the far left side of the ribbon. Click on Save Current Theme right at the bottom. You'll be prompted to save it the same as you do documents and to give your theme a name. Now, when next you start an academic document, you can click on the Design tab, then on Themes, as we did previously. Your saved theme should then be displayed at the top. In this example, it's named Academic. To create a template, follow the same instructions, but when you have everything as you want it, click on the File tab, click on Save As, then save it as a Word template. It will automatically be saved to Custom Office Templates in the Documents folder. When next you want to create a document with this formatting, click on the template and a new document based on that template will be created. It will be just like selecting blank document when opening Word, but the document will be formatted per your settings. If you follow the instructions I gave you, you should be able to create a template or a theme which will allow you to instantly format your academic documents to look professional and acceptable in most academic settings. However, at risk of sounding like I'm playing on a loop, always check what your lecturer's specifications or preferences are. Some disciplines, like law, require a very different look. You can still use these basic instructions to create a theme or template with a font, spacing, and so on required by your school. Don't forget to check out all the other resources we have on the Academic Writing Center site, and good luck with your academic journey.